Coming at you live from Microsoft NYC, officially partnered with Cortastic. My name is Bubblegum Zombie Hunter, player 1.
It's your boy Sweat Vesket, bro, and you don't know, player 2.
I am L.A.N Goddess, I'm player 3.
And this is just plain old Daniel, player 4.
And we're L.A.N Party. Nice. That was fun.
Listen.
Guys, as you can hear again, we are without the official player 1, Crimson, because
I don't know what he's doing these days.
He's got stuff to do, but filling in their place are some guests from a company called CoExist.
Hey.
Yes,
Hi.
Hello, it's CoExist Gaming.
CoExist Gaming.
CoExist Gaming.
Yes.
It's important that we make the distinction because CoExist is a really big statement, but it crosses a lot of different sectors. There's even like an entire religious sect that talks about religions coexisting. So the gaming is a huge part of it. It's CoExist Gaming.
CoExist Gaming.
Yes.
So since we're starting on CoExist, why the name CoExist Gaming?
So, I guess, and then I'll let Daniel, he'll take it and run it away. It was really important for us that we both are gamers. I feel like I say I'm a retired gamer just because I handle the analytics in the back office of the company more so now. It limits my playtime. But it was important that we created an environment, one, where we had a community of people that could come together to enjoy the gaming industry as a whole. But then, we like Xbox games. We both love Halo, but at the same time, we understand a lot of single player games are on the PS, in general. And then, of course, we respect the classic system of Nintendo. And we're like, why do we need to choose? Why do people need to choose? We can create an environment where they all coexist. So it's like, one, the sense of community where people coexist. Two, it's where multiple systems get to actually exist in the same environment. And then also respecting the retro games as well as the modern games and bringing them together. So it crosses a lot of parameters. Like the coexist is very, very powerful.
That's right. Player 4 here. I just want to add to that. I mean, Jay, the Melanin Goddess said.
Melanin Magic.
Melanin Magic? All right,
Yeah, like
cool. She just mentioned, she pretty much hit the nail on the head, but me being the gamer, right, the more, in the sense that I'm actually like,
Frontline gamer.
Yeah, frontline, I'm there. Gaming news, all that, I'm up to date with everything that's happening. Just growing up, gaming, knowing that there was always console wars and these people biased to certain systems, and they get the fanboys, right? They get really serious about some stuff. But at the same time, I thought, you know what, we can all come together and learn about things that we haven't played before. You just because you don't like the system, a lot of people have never even tried it. They just don't like it because it's not something they're used to. So we expose them to different games that they may have never played. And they can play it in a space where they're meeting new people and kind of coming together at a common ground, having a great time, a great experience. And then all that console war stuff is thrown out the door. We're even thinking of, we will eventually include PCs, the PC master race, as they say, which is whatever that means. But at the end of the day, we want to bring everyone together, all types of gamers. The casual gamer, the hardcore gamer, the guy who hasn't played in forever and is like, wow, this is so nostalgic. Yeah. Hey, he's texting his wife because he's like, see, this is why I'm here. I never go anywhere. But this is look, FaceTiming his wife, and it's like, this is what it's about. That, and then everyone's coming together in one space and having a great time, great experiences. That's CoExist.
I want to chime in, Melanin Magic, real quick, player 3 over here. Real quick. I just want to add to that real quick. We go to a lot of gaming conventions, and we notice conventions, events, expos, everything. And we notice a very linear focus. It's usually on hardcore gamers or game developers. And so the casual gamer can very easily get lost in the shuffle or just feel out of place or not have a good time.
Yeah.
And so we realize the importance of creating an environment where everyone can actually coexist. And I hate that word fanboy, not just because I'm a girl founder of CoExist.
Yeah, fangirls.
You know, it's like it's like really, we 2019 like fanboys, you know, but we don't call them fan people, but you know what I'm saying? But I mean, the truth is just like we don't want people, the whole idea of community is we don't want anyone to feel isolated.
Yeah.
You know, we really like creating a very inclusive environment. It's minority dominant because we are minorities and we stepping into that melanin magic, holla back. But the community as a whole is like, oh, you just play Tekken? It's like, well, you could be a master at Tekken 7, like kill with that. That's okay. You know, because a lot of people feel like if you just play one game, then you're not like a gamer. But all that gets tossed out of the window with the CoExist because you get to just be great at what you're great at, or you get to just enjoy the environment and meet people or whatever. You know?
One last thing before we move on. So as Jay was saying, it's a lot of these events are focused on the hardcore and tournaments. You know, we just started incorporating that in because we want to incorporate everything. And the tournaments happen at the same time. There's an awesome party.
Right.
And you move around. You can join the tournament if you want. If not, you can just keep playing House of the Dead 2 or Duck Hunt.
Yeah.
Just have some fun, have some good food, good drinks. And then the thing is, not to stereotype anyone, but just over the years, and I've been a gamer, just my experiences, some gamers are not very social, right?
Right.
So they'll love playing online. They'll be like the strongest 10-foot Goliath when they have the mic on. And they're like talking all this mess, but they won't really do it in person because it's like that's not their personality.
Right.
But we disarm those people, and they come in and they're like everyone there feels like a superstar gamer.
Yes.
Which is awesome.
Yep.
You know,
yes.
No one feels no other way than that.
Yeah. Totally.
But you guys are like the Black Nintendo.
Yes.
We're just all about the games. We don't care if you're good at it or not. We just want you to play and have fun.
Yes.
That's perfect.
Yes, because there's always levels. Like we create an environment where like there are tournaments where for people that are hardcore, that are serious, they get to compete.
Yeah.
And there are rewards for them. You know, from the pot. But then honestly, what's even bigger than the pot for a lot of our gamers is the winning cape, son.
Yeah.
You got a cape.
Explain that. So now,
I was about to say
the winner. Well, depending on we have a fighting game tournament where the winner gets to wear a golden CoExist cape. And you can walk around the party with the cape on, and people are like, "Who?"
I saw some white dude.
Yes, the creator of Mash Fest.
Mash Fest, Jesus.
Yeah,
he didn't take it off. He had it on the whole night.
Shout out to
5 a.m.
Shout out to Mash Fest
Shout
NYC.
Out to Mash Fest.
Max, you've been doing that thing for years.
Yeah, they have an event tomorrow, actually.
Yes. So he won. So he was walking around with the cape.
Yeah.
And now, whenever
how do you get that cape?
Yeah, whenever he walks in, because he's the current champ. Right. He walks in, he automatically gets to put on the cape and walk around the event with the cape on.
He has the cape until he's been defeated.
Yeah, he'll be challenged this Saturday, April 27th, our next event.
So if you with the challenge,
I'm sure player one's going to challenge him regardless.
Oh yeah,
yes,
he will. He was at every tournament, everywhere. He was at the last event. He was running around everywhere, and funny thing is, he actually won the raffle game.
He did,
which was a raffle.
It was a raffle.
So he won that.
I won!
He
like,
won.
It's a raffle.
Free-ish.
I heard him across
what
the
was
room.
the prize?
It was
Division 2.
A copy of the Division 2.
Yeah.
I heard when he
brand new sealed.
Oh no, it wasn't just Division 2. It was Division 2.
It was. And no, that was last event.
No, but it's a swag bag. They also got a swag bag sponsored by Ultimate Wireless.
Yeah, Ultimate Wireless. Ultimate-wireless.com. Check them out. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Also owned by us.
Black man.
Yes. He's been around for 10 plus years.
Yes.
Which is
its
an
own
awesome thing.
Accomplishment.
It is.
In New York City. Having a business for a decade.
Online. And he has awesome stuff. You go on there, use the code CoExist and get some discounts.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ultimate-wireless.com.
Yep.
I just wanted to say when Greg won the raffle, you can hear him from Queens.
Literally.
I'm like,
literally.
Damn, they gave the whole nigga free shit.
I felt it. They were like, what is that? That was Greg's yell.
I won. He has like this anime thing about him. Where his face extends, his jaw extends.
Yes.
And he said, free-ish. That's what he said.
It was awesome.
I was like, he didn't even care. I was like, well, this is an Xbox. I don't care. Xbox plays it. I don't care what version it is. It's free.
Yes.
And I won.
Yes.
I love
Yes.
that energy.
Winning
We have-
matters.
We have literally so many people that come back and they bring their friends because they're
Yeah.
like, you have to experience this. We
Right.
have people at the events like, hey, I'm here right now. You got to come see this
Yes.
because this is like a
Yes.
house party in Wakanda.
Yes. And we got to let
You
them
know.
get to their questions.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's great.
The show is about you guys.
No, it is about you guys. You guys are doing amazing. And I love that so much because me and L.A.N Party, me and Player 2 always talk about how New York City doesn't really have a hub for this type of things. Like LA is known for like BuzzFeed, right? A lot of tech stuff.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Jordan?
Yes. Yes, they do.
So it's really dope that you guys are creating this environment in Brooklyn
Thank you.
and in New York City, and
Yeah.
I really want to see how far it can extend and how far it can
Yes.
grow. Like it's the beginning of like Brooklyn being known for something dope.
Yes.
So-
and it's growing.
I love this.
I love that.
How did you get into gaming?
Well,
Well, you can answer your version of
yeah.
that.
Funny enough, so I held a record in Tetris in high school, and it's so
Ooh.
funny. But I was like the person to beat. It was Tetris for me was like a Rubik's Cube. I was the person that would finish a Rubik's Cube in under 60 seconds. And to apply that, and it's funny because he makes fun of me all the time. I play like when I'm organizing things, I will
Tetris.
find the perfect box that goes in the perfect slot.
Nerd.
Like it's
How
like
did you-
the dimensions under that table look perfect, and the box is gonna slide right in there and be like flush to the wall. I'm like,
Tetris.
Really?
yeah, my mind just like works that
Man,
way.
If she had to get people over the border, like in a bus somewhere, she could fit like
Everybody be
800
contorted
people.
perfectly.
Yeah, she'd be like, all right, you turn left.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, she has a mental Tetris thing going, which is
Yeah.
cool.
And I
That's
really, and you
dope.
know, it wasn't the first. Like I was a huge Nintendo player when I was a kid. I loved the Nintendo 1, 2, and 3. Oh, when they came out with Nintendo 3 and Mario had the squirrel tail son in the water, you could swim. I was like, yo, no one could beat me. And it was funny because I was in the hood, and I was the only girl, and I was busting all these dudes' ass. So that was like my first kind of love of video games. And then, you know, school happens and then family. So you kind of I backed away from it because my family wasn't like really in support of like playing video games,
Yeah.
which is a part of we'll talk later about why we focus so much on kids and video games.
Yeah, and what it means
because
now.
yeah, because it's like I think people might have some parents may have a poor
Negative
perception.
stigma.
Yeah, exactly.
Violence.
But you know, we expose the levels to video gaming.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I don't know why it sucks so much, but as a kid, your parents just see you playing video games and they think you're like not doing anything.
right.
I don't want to say up to no good because you're not in a gang, but it's like you should be studying, you should be
Right.
cleaning your room, you're just playing video games.
Right.
But it's like some video games, like they're smart, like
Yeah.
they're puzzles.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
you need to use your brain, you need to think.
It's
Like
true.
it's so much better than sitting down and watching TV, and it's so much more than that.
It's
And
true.
And it's amazing, fascinating stories, fascinating worlds that you get
Yes.
involved in. It exposes your kid to. I mean, of course, some video games are violent,
right.
but
Yeah.
you just don't let those.
Right. I mean, well,
don't
that's
let
where
those-
being a parent comes into play.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I
It
mean,
sucks that it's typecasted as all video games are like
Agreed.
bad and violent. and-
Agreed.
lead
I used to
you
play a
being-
lot of GTA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I went out and
Yes.
did any GTA shit, my mom would have slapped the shit out of me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
Yeah.
not doing
There are
that.
kids
Yeah.
doing that and not playing GTA.
Right.
And I
So
don't.
the thing is,
Right.
like,
And it's
Right.
like you don't want parents to think video games and think GTA, Call of Duty.
Right.
there's so
Tekken.
many other
It's-
I
types.
feel like them watch Game of Thrones.
Too many. Exactly.
That's the thing. So
Right.
I was just about to say,
Right.
there's the cinematic experience that can be super violent, super sexual, and their kids that have access to this, they have access to the internet where they could just Google, and they Google Asian and they get porn. The
Yeah.
word Asian.
Yeah.
It's like if you're Googling something Asian, you automatically porn comes up and you're like, what's happening here?
Yeah.
So they have access to all this. But as far as like gaming, it's like you were saying earlier, player one,
Bubblegum.
bubblegum.
Hey,
I will get
that's
that.
not cute.
So it's like there are a lot of games that make you think, that
Yeah.
get the kids' brains working.
Yes.
Puzzles, problem solving,
Yes.
eye-hand coordination.
Yes.
You know, and gets them in a space where they can be competitive. I guess, yes, it's not necessarily considered athletic, but now
But it could be. It's
Still.
it's
it's
cerebral
stimulating-
athletics.
Yeah, it's stimulating your
I've
brain.
actually
It does.
said this to a parent before that video gaming could be considered cerebral athletics. So when we have, and I'm gonna let you finish, but like when we introduce our platform, it's not even a new platform, it's sort of an extension of CoExist with Kids Exist. I use myself personally. Like, I am good at a lot of things, especially when it comes to organizational components. I attribute some of that to playing video games at a very young age. Being able to multitask and being young, where you're in a developmental phase mentally as a child, you're looking at everything happening, things happening at the same time. You're trying to survive in a virtual world, in a digital world, right? And so as an adult, like so out throughout school, I worked at restaurants, right? I became a person, like to this day, I've ran restaurants. And I'm talking, you go over there, that. My degree's in electrical engineering. I literally think like an engineer, algorithmically. I attribute all of that to Tetris and everything, because growing up, like literally your mind as a child, you start thinking a certain way. You think analytically. And it's funny because there are studies that actually prove this. But so my point is, like, Kids Exist is as much for adults as it is for kids. Yeah. To understand the value of the gaming. It's not the number one selling industry in the world for no reason. Yes. And if I were a parent, I would rather my kid be sitting in front of that Samsung television than outside doing a whole bunch of other things that they could be doing. Yes. And I think if parents sort of open up their perspective to sort of dive into what video gaming is, how complex it is, the fact that someone created this and they had to have a vast amount of knowledge to even create a simple screen experience for a person. And we're not going to even dive into virtual and augmented reality. Like, hello, the facets are literally the future and ultimately are contributing to disorders, handicaps that children have, everything. Like, the world is an oyster for the gaming industry. Yes. And parents need to know that.
Yes. Just to add on to that, you looking, parent looking at his child, at her or his child, and says, oh, you've been on that for so long, or all you do is play video games, instead of saying, hey, you really like that, right? Yes. Do you want to learn how to make a game? Wow. Yes. Here's a book. Yes. Here's a program. That kind of support. You can go to the CoExist gaming facility, and they have every Thursday they have a class on video game history and video game, building video games. Yes. Storytelling and all this. If you're a writer, you can write in a video game. Write a story for a video game. Right. And it's just so it's like endless opportunities. And if they looked at, so that's where we come in, like when she said Kids Exist, where it's not just for the kids, we educate the parents on, what they can do regarding this situation. And to add on to that, as far as games and what they mean, a little sidetrack, but they are surgeons now that actually play video games to get their eye and hand coordination on point for actual real life or death surgeries.
They use VR, actually.
They play surgeon simulators?
Yeah, simulators.
A lot of a lot of neurosurgeons use virtual reality to actually undergo the operation virtually before they do it on a person. Yeah. But I do want to say this too with the Kids Exist, like what you said. Imagine the dialogue.
Player 3.
Player 3, Melanin Magic. Imagine if a parent did exactly what you said. Instead of saying negatively, you've been on this for hours. What do you like about it? Yeah. Why are you so fascinated about it? And now parents who don't always have a way to connect with their kids can now listen. How many kids just want to be heard? We grew up in communities where we just wanted to have a voice. So imagine what it's like when a parent sits down Indian style next to their kid and says, tell me why, what do you love about this? And they say, oh, so I love, and that kid will press pause. Mm-hmm. Like, don't pause my game.
Which is
they're gonna press
unheard
of to tell you, or they're gonna keep playing and keep busting ass while they're telling you how they're busting ass.
You cannot pause. And I try to let people know that they don't understand that.
Well,
I'm online right now. I can't pause this. Yes. You have to wait to the next session. Yes. Can you give me 2 minutes?
Word. I love it. Like gamer dating, they go, I like you enough to press pause. Oh, man. But I think it's dope because they're even from just the relationship standpoint between parents and their kids, it pays to listen to your kids. Yeah. The reason a lot of kids go in directions that are awry is because they found someone that'll listen to them.
But we're in a time now, which is awesome because we're my age and kind of like Melanin Goddess age, not saying any ages now. I'm gonna date myself.
You player 4.
But, I mean, I was very young, but I've seen Atari. to what we have now.
Yeah,
And
it's
the-
definitely before my age.
The way gaming has just
You just gave your age away.
I know, right?
the way
I don't
how
know
it's
nothing about that.
evolved, how it's just been so innovative in kind of such a short time, if you think about it. But it's just like it's so amazing that we got to experience that. I mean, myself, I got to experience that, and I got to see how things change when it comes to like we were saying, parents and their kids. Now I'm starting to see more parents that are actually gaming with their kids because they grew up gaming. You know,
Right.
there are people like myself who grew up gaming now. We're old enough to have a child. And it's like, hey, they play together. And that's awesome. I'm seeing more and more of that, which is really cool.
That is cool.
Yeah. So my age, they were, when I was young, there weren't that many systems. My parents were like, to them, they never heard of video games before that. It wasn't a thing for them growing up. It didn't exist. So they're like, what is this? This is a waste of time. For me, I know what it means. For me and the people my age and kids that are, younger to understand that now. So it's pretty cool.
It's funny that you mentioned Atari because you ever been to the Museum of Moving Images?
Yes, I have.
Because they have a whole history of games
Mhm.
at Museum of Moving Images. I'm sorry, my headphones are messing me up.
It's okay.
That's
Yeah,
really
I
dope.
went on a field trip before,
Mhm.
and they actually had my class like make our own games with a program called Scratch.
Mm.
That's awesome.
So they gave us a computer. We made our own games. They taught
That's
us
dope.
how to move. So like it's like a step-by-step puzzle piece type thing.
Oh, wow, that's
so you
cool.
fit in
Wow.
the commands
Yeah.
into the puzzle
That's
pieces. So it's
dope.
like move X
Yeah.
to the right.
Yeah.
It's a
5.
PC based game.
PC base, yeah.
Okay.
So
That's
it
dope.
still exists.
Yeah.
That's
You
really
can still
cool.
go check it out.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
Scratch.com.
I went
think
there. It
it's
was a long time
.com.
ago, but I was
That's
there.
really cool.
You can
That's
check it
really
out. It's cool. So I'm glad you mentioned that. It just reminded me of that time I went there. It was pretty
Yeah.
dope.
He's
Yeah.
making it sound like he like mad old. He's in his 30s. I don't know how old Atari is, but it ain't.
I was young. Like I said, I was young and I played Atari and I had the actual one button and the stick is just one button. And it's like, all you can do is go up, down, left, right, and then one action. So I just appreciate how, fast everything
Yeah.
started to
I think
change.
Atari was around 1970s.
Really?
Late.
Yeah, late 70s.
No. So it might have been like 79, 80 because remember there were like 3 different versions.
Right.
So
The home one.
No,
The
but
home
like
one?
the
No, the
original
home one. There was 3
you
different
weren't
homes.
born. You weren't
no,
alive.
because remember there was ColecoVision before that,
Right.
and Intellivision,
Right.
which is another system. But Atari had the Atari. It had
She's like,
the
what?
what was it? The 6400. It was like a reboot of Atari,
Right.
and it was
Oh.
like better graphics or better gaming. But it was
You remember that?
yeah, because
That's
I had
impressive.
one.
had
Player
one.
3, 4.
Before.
You played Pong and Pitfall?
I cannot remember. No, I played ET,
Oh my god.
which was insane.
Really?
I had no idea what I was doing. There was no
What was the goal? Was it to get him
nothing.
home?
It was him just running up a screen, and there was different backgrounds. And at one point, like people, police would or government would chase you, and you just had to keep running up.
The government was chasing ET?
Yeah, because he's an alien. He's
Oh.
Area 51.
I kind of remember that movie.
It was a horrible game, but at the time, it was so fun for
Yeah.
me to just be there
Yeah.
and just like
That's
see
so
something
dope.
moving up and down.
I love it.
But there was a shooter that I played on there. It was a side scroller shooter. I don't remember at the time right now, but it was so amazing. Like
That's
one little
funny.
dot shooting at other dots, and I was there for hours.
That's funny.
Yeah,
This was like 4 bits.
yeah.
That's hilarious. Exactly.
If
That's
that.
not funny.
Speaking about growing up and the games you grew up playing,
Yeah.
what are your all-time favorite games?
Okay, well, Jay did steal the spotlight last time when they asked him what got you into gaming. I'll just
Oh.
combine both of them.
Yeah.
Okay,
real
yes.
quick.
That would be
real quick.
amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, so what got me into gaming was the fact that I was surrounded by a lot of friends who we were all at a young age very competitive, whether it was sports, and then we were introduced to video games and we wanted to compete within video games. That's how I got into it. Started early on with those systems, but I really dove in to my favorite system of all time,
Oh, God.
Sega Genesis.
Yes.
So we dove into the
Yes.
Sega Genesis. That's why I love your shirt, which
Yes.
you can't see right now. He's wearing a Sonic the Hedgehog shirt. plug. The new film coming out, by the way, is I don't even know. The image looks weird.
I don't want to talk about
Battle
it.
pose mode.
No, it looks weird. It looks creepy.
Sonic fans, y'all not excited to see Sonic on the big screen?
Yeah, but
I
he
wanna see
this
this.
Sonic,
Yeah.
that new Sonic,
That CGI.
it's like a
Yeah.
CGI, but he looks super creepy. Like he smokes 10 packs a day.
Yeah.
Squats.
I think they should have kept.
250.
Yeah.
I think there's a respect to the nostalgia that you should, even if the technology advances, you should
Yeah.
still respect the integrity of the foundational character.
Okay,
Look at Detective Pikachu.
Yes.
that looks
Pokemon.
amazing.
Exactly.
Like Pokemon.
I can't wait for that. So not to sidetrack. So what got me into gaming was that, and then my favorite games of all time. I would say that's a loaded question stuff, but just off the bat, I would say one of my favorite games of all time is Halo Combat Evolved.
Okay.
Just the entire Halo series. People complain about different ones and changes all day. I get it, whatever. I love the entire series and what it means to me. So as far as like one of my favorite games of all time is Halo. I can go on forever.
Even ODST.
Even ODST, I love ODST.
Oh.
I loved it because of how it was different. It was a different approach. I didn't feel unstoppable. You know what I mean? And they gave me some real RPG elements where I was like looking for certain things, kind of a detective kind of situation. And that was a little break from the, the traditional surviving giant bombs and alien attacks and like unstoppable feeling of being Master Chief. I appreciated it. It wasn't like my favorite, but I appreciated it. And I appreciated that it added firefight, which was something very different and a cooperative experience, which I'm always down for. Like beat 'em ups for me, still rock. I love them. Streets of Rage. That's why it's hard to pick a game, but I would say Halo, but there's so many more.
You can pick like a couple. Like
Yeah,
one
it's
or
just
two, like,
Top three.
Top
three.
three. I can't. I would say, secondly, it's very weird. It's a single player experience. Very weird. All right. And obscure, but it changed my life at the time. It's all about the time. When you see a movie and then you see it again when you're older, you're like, I like this. Those older 80s movies, some of them. So I would say Shenmue, the Shenmue series.
Oh, Shenmue?
Shenmue. So that'll be two. I know that's weird. And thirdly, man, it's so hard. I can't even think. I would probably say the Resident Evil series. Like for me, it would probably be Resident Evil 2. The remake is out, which I haven't, believe it or not, I haven't played it. It's
Really?
unfortunate. I'm too busy trying to create an empire here. But Resident Evil 2.
When you put it that way.
They and I was like, they had to do it beyond justice, because to me that was one of my favorite games of all time. And from what I've seen, it looks like they knocked it out the park.
It was great.
It looks amazing. It looks just as terrifying as I want it to be, because that's what I felt back then. I loved the camera angles. I was one of the guys that was like, I'm cool with these weird angles. If you're a gamer, you adapt. Stop complaining. Stop saying things are hard. I put everything on hard. When I play every game on the insane mode when I start. I love that about the Xbox 360, that it used to save your settings. So every game you would go in on the 360, your settings would be there and it'll play on hard mode. I didn't have to change it, so I knew what I was getting into. But yeah, I play everything on the hardest mode. That's just how I am.
That's not me at all.
That's not you. I thought it'd be you. I know it's Crimson.
I used to do it, but that shit gets on my nerves.
It gets
now.
frustrating now.
Yeah, and it feels, sometimes for me.
Especially if it's a story-heavy game.
Yes.
That's no story.
Yes,
Yeah.
sometimes
Like
it
God
feels.
of War 4, bruh.
It gets
was
hard.
Second to last hardest. I almost broke my controller.
Yeah. So depends. So I still do that. I go in hard, but sometimes
you still break your controller?
No.
Like what?
yeah. Sorry
Even
about
though we do have a lot, so if he broke one, he would have a replacement,
that.
right?
Yeah, I'll get it. I'll get it repaired by Video Games New York. Plug in my people.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, but no, seriously, like, yeah, I do that, but I get what you're saying when it comes to like it being too frustrating. So I might go to hard, one below it, just to master it. Some games I have to do that because they're so hard. Like another one of my other favorite games, it's right there. It's like right with Resident Evil is Ninja Gaiden series.
Ooh.
Ninja Gaiden Black, Ninja Gaiden 2, which has just been updated to have backwards compatibility with the Xbox One X, and it's enhanced now, which is perfect timing because slips my mind from Software's new hard-ass game that just came out. Sekiro died twice, and people were complaining all over the web that it's too hard. And I'm like, what generation are we in right now? Like everything's too hard.
Like Dark Souls doesn't exist.
Yeah, like come on, it's too hard. It's you just that means that you're just not that good. You have to be better.
Get good.
Yeah, get good. That's what Ninja Gaiden was about. Because Ninja Gaiden punished you, but every time you knew that it was because it was your fault.
Yeah.
You know, you didn't blame anyone but yourself. Just like a little game called Cuphead. You know, when you die in Cuphead, you hate yourself, but you know it's because you could have moved a little bit faster. That's it. It's one of those things. And that's why I respect Ninja Gaiden so much. 1 and 2, 3, but yeah.
Played 3?
So I was thinking about this very heavily. So I look at now, I told you, and I spend less screen time than I used to, but I've always loved fighting games, like love.
Wow, so Tekken, Soul Calibur.
Girl,
Smash?
Street Fighter. Not as much Smash, but just only.
Do you not like Smash?
No. I don't actually, I don't dislike Smash, but I respect players that are really good
Same.
at Smash Brothers.
Same.
Absolutely.
I'm not a big Smash player.
Why?
It's a lot going on, too.
Maybe because I was just, at the time when Smash came out, I was a huge Sega guy.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm a Sega guy.
Yeah.
So I was like really Sega, but I had the systems. I played Smash on the 64, obviously,
Right.
and I had the 64. But then for me, it was like Smash, or am I going to jump into this 007? You know, and I was the 007 guy.
Right.
I was the perfect dark guy. So I just didn't have enough time to dive in the way I wanted to there.
Right.
And, you know, and I was doing the whole Mortal Kombat thing.
Right.
Like,
I was in,
you know, so I was big into the alphas and the Street Fighter, and I still am.
Okay, let me get my 3. That's why I'm going to keep it short, because I know, because...
I thought you were just going to do 1. They
no,
added
3
the 2
games. No. So my favorite 3 games, they're all fighting. So I love Street Fighter, I love Mortal Kombat, and I love Tekken 7 in particular. Now, I have to say right very, very quickly, I treat video games at this point very much like I do sports, namely like NBA. The team is almost less important as the players. So for me, with fighting games, it's the connection with the players, the combinations. It's how I can bust your ass. And by learning those combinations, that's how I bust that ass. So I fell in love with L.A.N from Street Fighter. This Afro-Brazilian capoeira freaking goddess that was just destroying. First of all, she was the first Black character in Street Fighter. Now, people don't know that. Nope, they don't know that. You know why?
Before her.
Nope.
Female.
Nope. She was in Street Fighter 1, but she was as a non-playable boss. You couldn't play her.
I did not
know.
And
then in 3, they were like, nah, she too tough. We're going to have to go ahead and the racial parameters are broken.
Yeah.
The library doors are open.
You mean Street Fighter?
We're about to let her.
Like Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know that game was known to be notoriously hard and kind of janky.
Absolutely, but she was, and so the point is, like, when you think about what connects you to a game, as a young Black woman, I wanted a representation digitally. Like, I didn't want to just be like some blonde girl or guy. I wanted to be a badass.
Rolls
because
eyes.
how many like nerd gamers, quote unquote, are there that they want to be badasses? And I was a little girl, I wanted to be a badass. So L.A.N, she gave me that opportunity. And then Tanya in Mortal Kombat was just fly. And then freaking Master Raven is forever my goddess. And she got locks, and she's like,
she's
like, you know
serious.
what? She was one of the first. So shout out to even Nambo for like creating a character that was not ethnically ambiguous, that was clearly dark skinned, that was clearly a freaking Amazonian goddess. She's Black. She got locks hanging down her back. Her combinations are crazy. And I haven't had nobody beat me in Tekken 7 playing her yet. So I want to throw that out, though.
Oh, say that one more time.
You heard what I said. Look at you. You about to start something. I ain't got
No,
to
not
He
me.
about to pull up.
Yeah, not
Person
me.
about to pull up on Saturday.
Namco. So, but here's the funny thing. We had a guy at our last event that played Tekken. He unlocked every single character. He came
He's
in
nasty.
at like 8 o'clock and he stayed till like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Well,
He unlocked every single
Wow.
character, whatever. Every single character. He told me, I said Nambo instead of Namco. Like, we know it's Namco. Okay, so B instead of a C. But the point point is, he unlocked every single character. So shout out to him. It's okay. Thank you, Professor Daniel.
Yes. And the same gentleman, it's not. He actually played Def Jam Fight for New York. Remember that little wrestling experience? And he unlocked every character on there.
Every character.
And it was on the original Xbox, as we have it on there. But he was there for about 8 hours, jumping back and forth. It was 4 a.m. I looked at him and I was like, "You still playing?" He's like, "Yeah, I just finished up, just unlocked the last one." And then I was like, "What time is it?" He was like, "Oh." He says, "It's time for me to go."
He's amazing.
But he comes to all our events. He actually won. Ironically, he won the raffle. Like, again, it's a raffle.
The first one.
Yeah, we did.
It still matters.
Yeah, still matters. He won one of the games. We offered 2 games that he won a Jump Force.
Jump Force.
I wish so much you were there when I was training for our tournament, because I feel like I needed you, because fighting games are not my expertise. I'm more of a first person shooter.
No. What game were you training for?
We were doing Soul Calibur
6,
the new one.
Yeah.
Oh, it's an amazing game.
And I
gotta practice.
I lost, and I tried so hard, but I felt like I lost the first round because I was training on PlayStation 4 and I didn't warm up. Like, I was just like, I've been training, I got this, and I didn't warm up before the tournament, and then I was just like, this isn't working how it's supposed to.
Yeah, no, that's good you say that, because that's really important.
I'm glad you say that, because my co-host was just like, you suck.
Nah.
We're looking for another co-host ASAP.
Wait, your co-host a player too?
Both of them. They were like, you let me down. Dishonor. How you lose? And I'm like, guys, I didn't warm up. I didn't practice on Xbox.
A bad co-host.
First things first, she lost the first round.
Oh.
The first.
Okay, no. Practice matters.
Ever.
Warm up matters. Listen.
Yeah. It does.
I'm a Grammy nominated recording artist. Honey, the warm up matters. Get out on stage and you can look crazy. You better warm up. Better warm them fingers up. Better get the agility going. It matters. It matters.
Yep.
It does.
Yeah.
So when you said the PlayStation controller, right, and you had to warm up.
Yeah.
So we noticed, because we're coexisting all the time, that we have players that are biased to certain systems and they're not used to controllers, right?
Yeah.
So when we have games that are multi-platform and they're fighters,
Arcade.
they generally run the same on each system. Nothing looks better than the other. It's like the same thing.
True.
The only exclusive fighting game is Street Fighter V for the PlayStation 4, which I personally am not a super fan of, because I think 4 was better. A lot of people would agree on that, but whatever. At the same time, what we do is we create one station where everyone plays from. And it's our custom built arcade. And we tweak it every event. We get feedback. It's up to grade with any pro stick. And it's custom made by Video Games New York. They're doing a fantastic job. Now we have a custom Sanwa in their official Japanese stick with the convex buttons, because the guys were like, can you make it convex so I don't have that so much pressure on my fingers? And
basically,
I'm like,
there's no excuses. Doesn't matter what system you play on.
Yeah.
Everybody starts from ground zero on the arcade.
On the arcade stick. So if you're a PS4 guy, Xbox guy, even Nintendo guy, you're all guys. Everyone, you can't like have an excuse now,
right? Because everybody has an excuse for that. I hate this controller. It's like, well, you don't have to worry about that.
They're always gonna have it. I've noticed since we've done tournaments.
There's
people,
always
excuses. Yeah. Hey, that right button
was
there,
sticking a little bit.
It's like there's a half a second delay. On that side. And I'm like, bro.
Well, I purposely try to play as much controllers as I can, so I have no excuse.
That's good.
Smash,
look at you.
Handheld.
Okay.
One Joy-Con.
Okay. There you go.
All of it.
All right.
So there's no excuses.
You ready?
If I lose, I lose. That's it.
Right.
There's some that say playing Smash and not on a GameCube controller is not the same.
I know. GameCube controllers are best.
It is, man.
But you don't
Which one?
always get what you
GameCube.
want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see,
you don't always get what you want. Sometimes.
Yeah, it is true. And then you got to just, if you're a gamer, like I said, adapt.
So I'm the only one who hasn't, embarrassed enough to say, who hasn't been to one of these awesome events. And I'm sure a lot of our listeners haven't. So can you tell us about it? I know a little bit about it that I've seen on Instagram. I know, like you said, rooms. Each room has different systems. Like, y'all mentioned the back opening out for the summer. So let us know.
Of course. So we have 3 rooms. The green room is the Xbox room. Ooh, yes, and we have a 4-player.
Yeah, it's like a
station.
4-player setup with for shooters.
Yeah.
All
So you'll be right there.
Yeah, I would be
we actually had my girl. Oh my gosh! Shout out to Glenn Davis. Today is her birthday. She was the only female gamer holding it down playing Halo.
Halo, yeah.
And I was just like,
yeah, we have everything on that station. All the top shooters: Halo, Call of Duty, Battlefield, and we do the collection, so you can play all the retro Halos, which is where you have all the classic moments. And then
that's the Xbox room, which is the largest room, just because we do have the 4-player station. And then the blue room is the PlayStation room.
Yeah.
And then the orange room is the Nintendo room. And so in sort of the kitchen area, we actually have
living room, kitchen area.
We have like a CRT, so people actually get to enjoy games like Duck Hunt, but they have, oh my God, I don't even know how many.
So I've labeled it the retro wall because it literally we have TVs in the sky,
Mario Kart,
running, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. Obviously it's emulated up there, but it runs perfectly. We have over 500 games on each system, and you can choose through all these classics. We have a Dreamcast station, one of my favorite systems of all time, even though it died shortly. We have a little game in there that I was going to talk about that I actually played, that I was playing instead of Smash, which was Power Stone 2, which is kind of like Smash. It has the concept of Smash, which is very interesting, but the levels change as you're playing and things get destroyed. You're in the air at one point, you're swimming, and that's another game. A lot of retro heads will remember Power Stone and Power Stone 2. This is an awesome game. If you've never played it, I just download it somewhere and play it now.
Yeah.
So we have that. We have a huge CRT, classic 40-inch Trinitron, where we run our Nintendo 64 off, usually classics on there, everything from, like when I said before, 007, Perfect Dark, to the Mario Kart, to the Diddy Kong, to all that good stuff on that behemoth of a screen. And then we have more arcades out there.
Yep. So then we have an arcade that we open up to the backyard.
Yeah.
We have beer pong out there. And so we do try to, so because it is CoExist gaming, we do try to incorporate just like other games that people want to play too, because we want girls to be there. We want women to have a presence because we have a presence in the gaming industry, and we want them to come out and show up. As a matter of fact, the creator of the Potluck Crew, female, nobody except Hip Hop Gamer could beat her on PlayStation on 2K.
He was there.
Nobody. Every guy she played.
I saw.
Yes.
I saw her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
She beat about eight I would
guys.
say,
there was
8
a
challengers.
guy from my job there.
Yes.
He was really good at 2K.
Yes, she beat him.
Yeah.
She actually beat everyone until Hip Hop Gamer.
Shout out to Mo.
Came out there and was like, I got it. And it wasn't even about.
Yeah, it was close too. And I was like, man, you had to win. You have an official NBA 2K19 hat on.
And he
How
has
are you going to lose to her?
Yeah, and his belt. He was walking around with
belt, and you're here representing Hot 97.
Yeah.
You cannot lose.
Yeah.
And then he went and they jumped on WF No Mercy on the 64, and he lost. He didn't like that.
Yeah, he like that. But you know, he gave her a mad prize because it was very close.
Yeah.
There you go. So she held it down. And I want to see more, you know what, because it is what we're about. I want to see more women coming out there just like having fun and showing out.
Yeah, she came with a click the next time, ready to play a bunch of
she did. She did.
And these guys were like, oh, I've been practicing this week.
Right.
Guys like, I'm not going to lose.
And one guy came in, he goes, I want to play her. I was like, yes, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I will note also that we take a lot of integrity and pride in our setups,
our
decor, our lighting.
Yes.
Each room is lit up differently.
Yes. So the green room is actually green. The blue room is actually blue. The orange room is actually orange.
And you walk into the main space, and it does look like you're walking like a scene out of Belly. You know, like
it's like vibranium searing through the atmosphere.
Yeah, and it adds to the experience. To us, it's visual. I mean, we're gamers. We love graphics, right?
Yes.
Believe it or not, people say, "Oh, graphics not important." Yes, they are. You know, there's a certain extent they're not, but they're important. That's why everyone cares about specs and the next gen. We'll touch on that too, and all this stuff that's happening. But we take a lot of pride in setting up the environment, so that people can see what's happening. We have posters up, nostalgic stuff all over. And another thing to add is that we have most of our equipment is all original hardware.
Yep.
So on our custom built arcade, we're running it off the Sega Saturn and the Sega Dreamcast. And Saturn has, I think, one of the most extensive 2D fighting libraries ported to a system, almost arcade perfect. So all Marvel versus Street Fighter, the Alphas, Capcom versus SNK 2 on the Dreamcast, Marvel versus Capcom 2, 1, Soul Calibur Original. We're running original games. So it takes some time in between for myself or one of our interns to come in and change the actual game.
Right.
Because we're using original games.
And then for the people that just want to enjoy the environment and the energy, that want to come and play spades, and want to come and play Uno, like it doesn't matter, we want people
all
to
sorts of gaming,
So we have, especially it's why it's really exciting when we open up the backyard, because the backyard gives people an opportunity to still play video games, still play the arcade, but still actually sit, have something on the grill, enjoy a cocktail and, play spades.
Oh, man, the food and drinks.
Yeah, the food and drinks. I want to get into that.
Yeah.
So how does that work? Like, is it BYOB? Do you give $2 and get something?
So we always provide a menu, and we always have a chef. And so the truth is, we're actually both mixologists. And so we specialize in creating really bomb-ass cocktails.
What do you mean you're mixologist? Like you went to bartending school?
So I'm a certified sommelier. I actually studied in France, and I'm a wine expert.
Okay, so what do you not do? Wait.
Oh, yeah.
You studied in France.
Girl.
You're a Grammy-nominated recording artist. You're an engineer.
Yes.
You're starting this business. You're building an empire.
I am melanin magic personified.
Yes, there's a lot going on. Jack of all trades.
There's a lot of black excellence in this room.
It should be a Jackie of all trades.
That's exactly what she is.
Yes,
Jackie of all trades. Like,
that's what she is, literally.
Or I was just such a gamer that my life is indicative of all these different levels.
Tetris, baby.
I keep leveling up.
Tetris.
All
starts with Tetris.
All the parts, she's lining everything up.
I'm a marathon Tetris player. You know what I mean? I keep leveling up. No matter how close the time get or how high it is, I've worked best under pressure.
Yes, amazing vocalist and songwriter.
Oh, thank
Player 3. Look her up. Letter J Music.
Thank you.
Just a quick plug. I mean,
but I know, right? Shout out to LETTAJ Music. But you know what? The company is really, it embodies us. It embodies our energy, and we're a reflection of our community. Like this is, our ladies' clothing line, and like the stuff that we design is stuff that it's who we are. We are CoExist Gaming because we are CoExist gamers. Like it's the way we think. It's a mentality. It's an existence. It has to cross. Like I feel like the most successful businesses are ones that you can connect to, you can relate to, and you lend pieces of yourself to them. Yes. So the environment that we created, we're like, things that we should be excited about. If we're not excited about it, we don't expect anyone else to. Yeah. And when we see that set up and we look at it, when we walk into this basically this Brooklyn house party, you're just like,
does not feel like it it's in Brooklyn.
People walk in and they're like, where are we? I'm like, bro, you took the L train here. You're in Bushwick. You know what I mean? Like you forgot.
The best is seeing their reaction. First timers when they walk in and they look around. Yeah. And one guy, he walked around for 2 minutes because he got there first. It literally opens at 6 and there are people there.
6 o'clock.
Right? There's this one guy walking around, and one of the guys we work with, our interns, he looked over and tapped my shoulder and said, you got to look at this. Because he was walking around holding his mouth, looking up, around going,
because there's so much to look at.
Looking. He wasn't playing just
yet. You're looking at like a wall of Halo. And then you walk, further, and you had, what's the picture you had that's like an old school character. I forget the name.
Nintendo. We had Nintendo. We had Link. We had Zelda.
Oh man, and it was just like people are just like, and it's just everywhere you go. And then when we launched, and the thing is, we're not trying to get into fashion, right? But we're both artists, and so we have a certain style. We started just wearing things that were like, I have on different onesies. Like people joke around like I'm an anime character, and it's funny because my hair would change all the time. So at one point I looked like Elena from Street Fighter and had kind of like a blue short pixie cut. And then now they're like, yo, she's like Master Raven. I'm like, don't get me excited. But we would just basically wear stuff that was indicative of what we wanted to portray in the name of CoExist Gaming. Powerful and our communities were like, yo, where can I get that? Oh my God, I love that. So we're like, you know what? We should make these things available for our community. And now we have people that come wearing CoExist Gaming shirts because they want people to know, yo, I do this. I'm here. I'm a part of this. I'm a part of supporting this community, supporting this company. And that's exciting for us because people are taking pride in what we're building. Yes. And that's the whole point.
I shed a tear every time.
Me too.
So what's up? L.A.N Party, you get some CoExist shirts?
Man.
You can swap. Y'all get L.A.N Party shirts?
I mean honestly, I'm so heavy on CoExist. Like I wear, like I'll do a selfie or something in the LAN party, you know what I'm saying? But when I'm out in public, you know what I'm saying? I'm representing CoExist culture.
That's
you know?
real.
I'm
This is
gonna
being
CoExist. That
Yo.
pop sweater is everything.
Oh, this is
and I
really dope.
peeped it. I peeped it. I was
Thank
like,
you.
oh,
It comes in
nice.
yellow and black.
Because we have
Black,
two ways we approach it. We have the actual CoExist gaming apparel.
Yeah.
And then we have the CoExist culture fashion.
But the
which is
name of
not-
the line
yeah.
in general is CoExist culture.
Culture,
So
yeah.
everything falls under that umbrella. But some of the stuff is
It's
more
gamer
CoExist,
focused,
is
yeah.
gamers focused.
For example, yeah,
and
this
then
is a
for
little
people
different.
that just want to be a part of the CoExist community and the culture that we're bringing, then it gets, because really this is more
Variety.
stuff that you could wear every day.
Yeah.
CoExist gaming is more like you would wear this to another gaming convention. You want to like have a conversation piece to start off.
Or
Like,
if you feel
what
like
is
a
this?
super gamer that day.
Yeah.
You wanna walk around with a Sonic shirt on.
But the other day, I had on my CoExist visor and was at the
it's
gym.
super
And the guy was like, yo, that's such a cool visor. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Yeah. I was like, have you heard of CoExist Gaming? And he's like,
no.
nah, that's fire. I'm like, yeah,
explained
that's
it.
our video gaming
She
event
explained
company.
it. He said,
I'm coming.
yeah, no.
I was like,
first,
pause.
he was like, no way.
Yeah,
He was
you
like,
believe
where
it.
do they do that?
Yeah.
When she explained
Yeah.
the event, he was
Yeah.
like, nah.
Yeah.
He's like,
it
get outta
doesn't
here.
exist. It's like
Yeah.
it doesn't just exist. It coexists.
Oh my God.
Damn, she's a writer. But yeah.
So we're excited. We've been waiting for this moment. So
Yeah.
we are planning the largest event that we've ever done in CoExist history. We have been alive 7 months. It'll be 8 in May.
Mm-hmm.
And we're planning 1,000-person event. We're finally making our experience available to the general public.
Yes.
We haven't set the exact date, but it's definitely this summer. And we're
Later this
so
summer,
excited
yes.
about it.
It's gonna be huge.
Yeah, we have
Huge.
Red Bull, super excited to be a part of it. Samsung, we actually did an event that launched their Gear VR headset. Red Bull introduced their new flavor at one of our events, the Peach Nectarine, which is the bomb.com.
They'll be there Saturday.
They'll be there Saturday.
This
And-
27th.
Yep. And there's so many more, we really want to support smaller companies, a lot
Yeah.
of Black and minority owned companies too, just so they have a presence at our space because that's the community. Like we have to support each other. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so we're like so excited to bring even more life-size games. Like if people that like Connect 4, like life-size Connect 4, life-size Pac-Man, like things that made people fall in love with gaming in the first place. And then of course, paying respect to the retro and modern games that we know and love and systems that we know
just
and
a
love.
quick touch. We'll just quick touch on it because there's a lot going on there.
Yeah,
Because you guys are obviously fans. We're gonna have like a history of Smash.
absolutely.
You know, the history of Mario Kart. Every system, the way it was intended to be played at the time
Yeah.
when it came out.
like an entire
So just
installation.
going across the board. You know, just
Yeah.
think about things like that.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be an amazing experience.
Yeah.
And of course, we're always gonna bring together the food
Yeah.
that makes you
Yeah.
just want more, and the drinks that makes you.
So you said you give us a menu.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah. So people like,
yeah.
they support from there because everybody that comes, they understands that, we bought this. It's the two of us. We do have interns, but they just love us. They love working with us because they learn so much. They learn about, they're there because they have an appreciation for gaming.
Yeah.
But they learn about running a business,
Mhm.
about marketing a business, about promoting it, about building
interns, right?
websites, about the interns, about understanding the aesthetics and appeal, interior design, the
All of
mechanics, the nuances of setting up systems. Like there's so many facets.
and
So
you two
many.
built all of this yourself. Well, you're
Yes.
an engineer, so
Yes.
Yeah,
And
but
I'm
yeah.
just chopped liver.
He is the most delicious chopped liver, metaphorically
How long
speaking.
has CoExist Gaming been around for?
That's what I'm saying. This is our 7-month
Yeah.
anniversary. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like we've been watching it grow so exponentially.
So fast.
The reception has been
2
really
months
amazing.
in, Samsung reached out to us.
Yes.
2 months in.
Yeah. Like
Like,
we
they
were.
like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Where is this?
But we took it. But you know what? That's part, and this is a part of what we tell our interns to do everything with intention.
Yeah.
Before we were incorporated as a company, we said, okay, we're gonna do this. We got to do it right.
Yeah.
And we got to do it for the culture, and we got to make sure everybody understands what we're trying to get across. And so every time we have, meetings like these, or we have interviews, we have people that write us up, it means so much.
Yes, it does.
Because that contribution, we put it on our website. We want people, we're actually building our online community. At this point, we have almost 100 members that are part of the community, which is really awesome.
Yeah, fully subscribed.
Fully
members.
subscribe,
Yeah.
and they get all sorts of benefits. They get discounts on the door when you RSVP. Right now, we're doing a special. If you RSVP, everyone needs to RSVP now. It's half off. It's $10.
Only
You get to walk into
$10
all that
for over
for
5,000
$10
games.
And to know that your $10 goes directly to a company that is building something for you.
Yeah.
That's the best
That's why they support. They support the bar. They support the kitchen, the chef, because they know. And I'm very particular about this. We are, and I handle obviously the setups and stuff, but I want to give people different experiences.
Yes,
because there are people that come every month, and they're so surprised. And at this point, they're not, because they've been there so many times, that they come in and they see, oh, this is different.
Right.
It's not just you coming to the same games and same things all the time. No,
we want to continue expanding and growing.
Yes, and it's happening naturally.
Yeah, it is. We're undergoing. Bless you.
Thank you.
Player one. Bubblegum. We are expanding the facility that we currently have. We're actually opening up the bottom level. We're super excited about it. So we're gonna have a whole, and we're planning a fundraiser. We're actually giving our community and people that hear about us an opportunity to donate funds directly to the growth of the company. And we have our sponsorship deck that we make available for people to physically see. And they're like, what is this? Because we're doing GamerCon NYC. And they're
That's the name drop.
When is this? First time I did. It's the first time I dropped it. Y'all got that?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. And so they're like, it's like monumental. They're like, what is this? And it's like, well, you can actually be a part of helping make this happen.
Yeah.
And every single person that is donating anything, we have different levels of the donation. We're taking their names, literally putting it on a projector screen and like sending them a huge shout out, because it's happening because of the community.
Is there anything else you want to tell us about the biggest event that you have coming up?
Not yet. We're gonna highly publicize it when we have the actual date locked down. Right now, we're handling all the logistics, getting all of the the sponsorships, the partnerships, everything out, handling the very boring business stuff that's like the back and forth. But we're just so excited that we know, man, that day people are gonna feel the way they feel when they walk into our space at our gaming events, walking into the kind of event that people hope to see when they go to, and it's like no diss on like Play NYC at all. It's just their focus is on something different.
Yeah.
It's very different. So when people can come from all over, even kids can come to this event, we just want them to be in gamer heaven.
Yeah, gamer heaven.
Yeah.
Valhalla for gamers. All
and
that
so the thing that people need to come and is go to coexistgaming.com. Definitely become a member. The membership right now is free.
Yes.
And we haven't even
free.
It's free 99.
Yes.
Free-ish, as Greg said. Free.
Yes. Exactly.
Definitely capitalize on that, because everybody that RSVPs for one thing. We want them to become a member. They come in, you walk into a free shot, you walk into a free cocktail, whatever it is that we're offering.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. And then, we're going to, they're like, yo, I'm trying to get this. It's like, okay, well, you trying to subscribe? I'm down for a subscription. And so we're going to end up, opening up the vortex.
Yes.
For more.
The black hole. Because they just saw one.
Yeah.
So that was awesome.
What's the social media?
Everything. So it's CoExist Gaming on our Instagram, coexistgaming.com. Make sure you definitely subscribe. We're Gaming Coexist on Twitter.
Yeah.
But everything else, our YouTube, all our social media tags outside of Twitter.
Someone owns CoExist Gaming, but they don't do anything with games.
We tried to hit them up. We're like, bro, come out to an event and then let us get that name real quick.
Yeah. It's literally nothing to do with gaming.
Yeah.
And I was like, just give it up.
I know.
So yeah, on Twitter, we're Gaming Coexist.
That's okay.
For now.
That's okay. For now.
So we're like, give me that.
Yes.
And before we wrap this up, I was very curious. You've talked about how far you've come and all the amazing things you're doing right now. What do you see in your future? What's the epitome for CoExist Gaming when you're thinking about it?
How much time do we have?
No, we're not going to do that. We're going to be very concise.
How much time do we have?
It's up to them.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of things that we have, a lot of goals we have, very lofty goals. Chief among them is we want to be one of the primary expo providers. We want to be on the same level as E3 and providing conventions and experiences for the CoExist gamers, which is not geared towards a specific game type, but anyone that actually loves and appreciates gaming is providing. And then when I say expo, I mean we have gaming everywhere.
Yeah.
Amazing sponsors, amazing giveaways, amazing just sort of appreciations, but also different workshops and seminars that people can attend where they're educated about the facets of gaming, having amazing panels, amazing tech talks. To be honest, the
VIP
event,
events afterwards.
yeah, the event that we're doing
Yeah.
is a smaller scale
Yes.
of what we're working
Gaming
toward doing.
towards,
So
yeah.
that first 1,000 people, the goal is for that to become 100,000 people. That's the short version.
Wow.
Yeah, and eventually also get into developing games,
Yes.
publishing games.
Yeah,
with
for sure. And we're already
developers.
working on some of that. Y'all
Yes.
heard it here first at L.A.N Party.
Exactly.
L.A.N
It's a
Party
lot.
exclusive.
That's right.
So before we wrap up.
Yes.
Yes.
I want to know you guys' thoughts on the next gen.
Oh, I'm going to let him take this one.
So
Nintendo
I saw this.
All that
I
good
saw the
stuff.
leaks. I'm very excited. I feel like, what was kind of sad is that one of the best eras we've had in gaming was the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 era, because I feel like there was a real generation, a real gap there that they moved into the real next gen. The PS3 and PS4, excuse me, and Xbox One, it didn't feel like a real generational gap. It was like some half-ass in between. And then they did the Pro and the X, which was much better, but it still wasn't really there, right? Now I feel like they've learned their lesson and they're gonna come hard. Not just with content, graphics, with gaming and the way games work in relations to what we consider next generation. They're going to come hard, because when I first saw a game on the Xbox 360 coming from PS2 and the original Xbox, I saw this game that made me feel, holy crap, this is next gen. And that game was Gears of War. When I saw an arm individually come off the body and a headpiece and the body drop on the ground, I knew that this was the next gen. Right. So I'm talking about moments like that where you're going to just and load times, all this stuff, but just moments where you feel like, wow, this is the next gen. And with all those specs and all that stuff that they released recently, the PS5, I'm excited, because that only gets everyone else like, I cannot wait to see what Microsoft has in store, even if they're like, yeah, it's more powerful than the PS5, but it's $600. And it's like, oh, darn. You know what I mean? So, and I'm excited because the competition is there now. Microsoft, because of losing this generation of PS4 and these on the whole single player experience side, they have acquired like 9-10 studios. So they're going to come hard, especially having Ninja Theory now. It's just plus a bunch of others, and they're probably going to mention 2 more acquisitions this E3, and them being the only ones at E3 now, Sony opting out. They got to come hard, and I think they're going to come huge. And I got one thing to say, 2 words, Halo Infinite. Halo's going to make a huge comeback. They're going to bring it back to the original Halo, and I'm super excited for that. But I'm excited for everything PS5 because that only drives more the other guys to step it up. And then there's real competition now. The only thing I'm not too fond about PlayStation is that they're like, thinking they're too big right now for everything else, and they're kind of like sleeping. Yeah, come on, man. Dude, what Xbox is doing, what Microsoft is doing, Nintendo is monumental. Fantastic. And what they're about to release, there's been rumors about the whole video game, a part of the video game library being on the Switch now through this cloud-based situation. Yes, Game Pass. And I can't even understand where that's going. Even if it's a limited part or whatever, it's still amazing to be able to do that, because the cloud gaming is the future, And when it comes to the whole Google system that was released now, they have an upper hand when it comes to that. Microsoft has been doing that. So they know what they're doing. It's like they talked about it briefly this gen. They're going to go hard next gen. They're not really caring about VR right now. VR is amazing. But VR is going to take a while to actually be where we want it to be, where we feel like, hey, this is super crisp in HD. I feel like this is real life. Not there yet. AR is another thing. So I'm just excited. There's a lot happening right now. I'm always excited for Nintendo. I mean, Nintendo's like Nintendo. It's like they don't care about anybody, what anyone thinks. So they're just going to make great games. But yeah, the next gen, I can't wait for June. It's the day after my birthday for E3 for the release of all this content, and I just want to know what they have in store because PS just drops some numbers, and I want to see what's there. That's all. I can't wait.
Awesome. So, we'll wrap up this interview right here, guys.
Yes.
I thought you were gonna pull a Crimson and be like, with that being said.
No, I'm not saying all that.
Yeah.
I'm a completely different person from
In spirit. He's saying it in spirit. Yeah, just one thing. Just follow us, CoExist Gaming, everywhere. Search it.
Go to the website.
Go to the website.
Become a
Subscribe.
member. Yes.
Follow us on IG, CoExist Gaming, and just stay up to date with all the greatness that's about to happen and that's currently happening.
Yes.
This event this Saturday, April 27th,
Yes.
in Brooklyn. Google RSVP.
Information's on the website.
Yes.
The website is the hub. So we have, we want people to go on there, check it out. We've got, our fashion stuff on there. We've got our blog on there. We've got it connect to our social media.
Everything.
Portals. Everything's on there. You get to see video of previous events, pictures of previous events.
Everything. And we want to thank L.A.N Party so much for having us.
So much.
It means,
thank you guys.
Thank you for having us.
this is awesome.
This is awesome.
Great. We're both complimenting each other. Take it. You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you.
I love it.
Please and thank you.
Yes. So, I will be there on Saturday.
Awesome.
I would like to be there.
So that means you're there.
Why you looking
What
at
you gotta
him?
do? Bring your boo. Bring your boo.
No, I will be there probably.
Bring that bubble gum.
Yeah.
I have player one there.
Y'all
He's
gonna
gonna win
see
some
me.
more free shit.
I want to join a raffle. I want to win something.
All you gotta do is RSVP.
RSVP.
And you get entered into
So
the
you
raffle.
like, bubble gum is in the building.
Wow. Grammy nominated.
Word.
All right, well, with that being said,
I'm player one, Bubblegum Zombie Hunter.
it's your boy, Sweat Vest Kid, bro. If you don't know, player two.
It's that Melanin Magic, player 3.
And it's plain old Daniel, player 4.
And
We're L.A.N
L.A.N
Party.
Party.
Like, share, subscribe.
Coexist Gaming, baby.
Spread that L.A.N Party love. Spread that CoExist Gaming love. Please.
Yes.